soldiers on the table march in line. Painted shields and swords, they shine so fine. Dice roll like thunder, sealing fate. In this battle of ours, let's not be late. Wargaming in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop, we'll conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargaming in miniature, let's fight some more. Kings and castles rise where Soda can stood. Mountains made of books, it's a cardboard wood. Strategy of giants on a scale so flee. We topple empires with a cup of tea. Wargaming in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop, we'll conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargaming in miniature, let's fight some more. Battlegrounds in living rooms, legends unfold in the chaos of dice. Our stories are told from the rookies of war to generals wise. The fate of tiny worlds lies in our eyes. Snacks to the side and the glue close by. We men, broken warriors, give them one more try. Cavalry rides beneath the lamp's warm light. On this tiny frontier, we rewrite the fight. Wargaming in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop, we'll conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargaming in miniature, let's fight some more. Let's fight some more. Let's fight some more. No.
All right, hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I am coming back at you with another episode of Pendragon. We are going to be starting here momentarily. I'm still waiting for my players to show up in Discord, and I'll also be setting up my camera at that time. But we should have a pretty good session tonight. I've got quite a bit planned for this evening. I've got, we're still part of the starter set, and we are in book 3, which is basically the scenario books. And in book 3, we've got the chapter 3, which is Adventure of the Forest of the Silver Deer. And that is the adventure that we're basically going to be running tonight. So let me adjust my window here so that everything's in the right place. All right, so let me go ahead and turn my camera on, get into the game, and let's get the rest of the players to show up, hopefully. All right, where are we at? There. And this. Blow that out. Okay. So far, so good. Now, is that. I'm way too zoomed in up there. But as more players show, my camera should. As more players show, my camera's going to adjust because Discord has a dynamic camera adjustment. So, what we'll do is we'll wait to adjust the camera until everybody gets here. Right? That's the plan anyway, right? Okay, now you'll notice in the bottom right hand corner, I've got like right now we've got the Game Master's Handbook scrolling through. You got the Gray Knight, Starter Set, etc. Basically, I took pictures of all the different covers. Um, and then I created a couple of pages, one for Sir Gwinas and one for Sir Sanson. Now we've got two new players in our party. We have Roland and Cadmus, and I haven't made their cards yet. So, sorry about that. I totally space cased that while I was preparing for other things. If you want to chat with me during the game, you can, but I guarantee that I will not see that chat until the end of the stream. Okay, so if you do chat, expect to not see a response until the end because I've got it covered with my PDFs and things like that on my third monitor. Okay, well, I'm here, I'm waiting, and let's see who shows. I see Shogun was in Discord. He's now idle, so that must mean that he was logged in, but probably just not messing around with it. Mason is also idle. Something about PP. Mason just posted at the last second. I will be somewhat late. My sister just messaged me. She's down the road from me and ran out of gas, so I'll be right back. Yeah, that's no worries. Normally, if we have a couple players out, meaning like they just don't show up or uh, are unable to show up due to the fact of something in their real life gets them uh, prevents them from coming in, then I would uh, call the game. You know, because I don't want to run the game for half the players and have the other half miss out. But but if if we get two players, I would be willing to continue running the game. Also, and we have four, so that's half. But I have plans to do some solo adventures um, from time to time. I'll plug in a solo adventure, and I just thought about it just now that a something that I might consider is running a solo adventure when players are out. So like if uh but a solo adventure is not even really an adventure. It's just die roll. Um, it's just some die rolls, but it gives. I would consider it as a reward for showing up and playing. They're going to get those die rolls. Um, where if you miss a session, then you never got your solo adventure, and you would only participate in the big party adventure. So I think I'm gonna do it that way because that's going to reward those that show up. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this city while before they encounter before they get started on the adventure. I wanted to kind of go over what is actually present at this place called Carleon on Usk. Usk is the name of the river, right? So it's not actually pronounced Usk. I've doing a little research, doing a little oh, you can't really see that. My camera's in the way. It's not pronounced Usk. That U is pronounced I. So it's Isk. I learned that today actually. It's actually in the game text. Uh, I'm drawing from two books. I've I've got the starter set, which comes with some adventures from like 511, 512, and then that's the years, and then the Gray Knight, which is a actually a campaign book, and the Gray Knight takes place after the starter set. For those of you out there that are thinking about maybe running the game, the Game Master's book has the 508, 59, maybe 510. I can't remember. Then the starter set goes maybe 510, 511, 512. And then the Gray Knight goes like 513 up to like 516. So if you had all three of those, you can like chain them together. And they're all with the assumption that the player started a certain spot and they progress, which I really love that. I love that. It made it easy for me. It gave me multiple years to get my feet wet. And then after the Gray Knight, that'll lead into my campaign, the one that I'm in the process of writing. I'm almost complete. No, I'm probably halfway. Not even close to complete. It's probably about halfway. Um, yeah, five. We're at 709 according to my computer. Uh, and I don't have one player show up. Mason, at least Mason put in Discord that he had to go help his sister with gas. Um, I have,
Hello.
and Mason is back from getting gas.
Yep, I considered saying no because, hey, it's your own fault you ran out of gas.
That's not nice.
And then
Come
I
on.
thought, man, I can hardly say no to this and then go play a night.
Oh, you took it upon yourself to be knightly.
And it wasn't until I got there and I saw her that I remembered, Oh yeah, she's 6 months pregnant. That would have been a dick move to say no.
And she's a lady. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, I don't know that. I don't know her, so she might not be a lady.
No, no.
I found
On
out.
paper, she is.
I found out that ladies are afforded the same privileges as knights,
Oh,
and maidens, or their maidens in waiting, or whatever you call them,
it's like a
are
squire.
is like a squire.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was doing a little research on that when I was setting up Sanson's wife.
And I did marry Lady Gale, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Well, yeah. She was already a lady. Yeah.
Yes.
And what's his name? Uh, Sanson. His wife is I don't think I put it public.
Where is
Maybe I
everybody?
maybe I did. Now you've seen that, but if you look down below, she's the sister of Sir Blaine. I don't know if you remember who that is.
I do not.
Okay. He was this guy.
Okay.
So he was the
I
guy that
remember the picture.
he met you on your journey to get Duke Ulfius's help. He escorted you to the Duke, if you remember.
So
Or
I
he had
notice.
two knights actually do it for him. Go ahead.
Okay. I notice that Lady Neris's appearance is 2 dice 6. Are you gonna have Sanson roll, or is that an oversight?
Um, it varies for every interaction. No, I don't know. Um, yeah, I'll probably have to roll it.
But that means she's at least a 10.
Yeah. Um, she also has an honor, a value, or variable honor, and
Okay.
and she has two handmaidens and a page.
Fancy.
Yeah. She's not a widow of a knight. She's the wife of a knight. Wife of Sanson. Um, yeah, I don't know where the other players are. I saw Shogun was in Discord an hour ago, but now he's idle, so I don't know what happened there. Um, Now we've got our two new players, Roland and Cadmus. I don't remember which is which. I'm be honest, because I really have only known them for a week. But
Same.
one of them is on. I think he's on the East Coast selling medical supplies, and that's his profession.
Yeah.
He's like a not sales, but like inventory management or whatever. And then the other guy, I don't know if you know this, he lives in Asia.
Hmm.
I guess he works in Asia. I don't know what he's doing. I think he might be a teacher. I I think he's a teacher of somewhere in Asia. But he said it's exactly 12 hours difference. So if it's 7 o'clock here, it's 7 a.m. there. So he says he wakes up, eats breakfast, plays Pendragon, then goes to lunch.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty. Yeah, plays it in the. It's a morning game for him.
Oh, he might have overslept.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe, or something came up. But I would assume that if something is preventing you from coming, you would drop it in Discord like you did.
Well,
That's polite.
how many things prevent you from coming at 7 a.m.? It's usually oversleep or bathroom. That early, at least.
I just got mail that you have to tear the sides off. But that's the best type of mail.
Yeah. Seems like more people are moving to that lately. Like even on the junk mail.
And it's from my birth town. I don't know why that would be. Because I'm not from there. Oh, okay, it's my credit card. It's a bill. Set that off to the side. Okay, so let's we might or might not get a chance to play tonight. I've come up with this idea, and I'm going to bounce it off you. I think it's a good idea. Oh, I'm not going to really bounce it off you. I'm just going to tell you because I pretty much have committed myself to doing it.
Okay.
There is a mechanic down the road. No, there's a mechanic in the game that allows for solo adventures. Not like the one we did when you made your character. Not like that. It's only like 3 or 4 die rolls and then you're done, right? It's a lot like Winter Phase. When you have your little, everybody gets your little opportunity. Well, this is a lot like that, but it's a little bit more fleshed out. And it's based on, your night, your duties, your average everyday activities that you normally do or whatever. There's some yearly die rolls. And what that could do, it could award you with honor. It could award you with glory. It could also award you with skill checks, possibly, and so I don't think there's any cash involved, but my mentality is I've been skipping over those. I've been like sticking with the narrative campaign for the players, like doing, according to the narrative campaign. But in nights like this, when 1 or 2 players show up and the other ones are either unable to make it or forget or oversleep or whatever they do,
Yeah.
it allows me to do a quote unquote solo with the players that showed up, giving them additional benefits that you can only get by showing up, right? And so it basically gives you it rewards you for being punctual or being attentive or whatever, and then when all the players are present, or at least 3, I guess, then we could continue with the narrative campaign. That way, the narrative campaign isn't full of what did you guys do last week? It's who are we interacting with? Why are we talking to this guy? And it's because the player was present during those opportunities. Now, hypothetically, let's say, and this is going to be fairly I don't know what the word is. Um, let's say you go out in the woods, right, and
Hmm.
you're searching for XYZ, the Grail. Let's say, let's just put it on, go big. Let's say you're out there searching for the Grail, and then all of a sudden, Mason, you're the only one that shows up for the game. How can I do a solo adventure if everybody's together out in the woods? It that's not a good opportunity to do a solo. But when you guys are in town serving your lord, and there's no big it would be very easy for you to be separate and do your solo. That's when I think I would do solo adventures, if that makes
Well, I
sense.
mean, even out searching, we could get separated, and I could stumble upon some stuff, unless this is like
Now the
a,
solo,
a, a big
this
mission.
yeah, the solos are, yeah, like that's what I mean, just the big missions. But the solo are usually um they're preset. It's a die roll. Let's see what happens. And these preset ones are almost all. I haven't read them all, but they're almost all revolved around what you're doing on a day-to-day basis for your lord.
Ah,
And it's hard to do that when unless you're talking about past tense or future tense, like you're out in the woods, but last month this happened to you. I can do that
yeah, that could be fun.
because none of the solo adventures are like combat encounters. They're not dangerous. They're just like moral or just opportunities to get rich quick or whatever. So, having said that, I think I'm going to pull out my solo adventures. What do you think?
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
Um,
Whoa, where'd you get that gold cup? Oh, well, see, last week. Flashback.
yeah. So what I'm trying to do now is find where they're at. Bear with me. I don't remember where they're at. Okay, we did the Crucible already. I was thinking they're in the Game Master's book, but they might not be. Might be in the core book. All right, let's try the core book. I don't actually own the core book. I own a core book PDF. So, and a lot of times I can't find stuff in there. The game system? Nope. Traits, skills. That was another thing I was gonna kind of just touch on were the passion groups. It'd be better to get those for the new players. Be better to get them up to speed on that earlier. Here we are. Solo scenarios. I might have to make some of my own. Okay, standard activity solo. Step one, find the activity. Roll a d20 to find out what activity dominates the night's year. And it says this table only includes activities suitable for household nights.
You
In
say
addition
we'll,
to, hold on, it says
hold
in
on.
addition to the standard activity, make note of the following. Hmm. In addition to the standard activity solo, you have to attend court. This everyone should get this. It basically says roll. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it in chat. I'm going to have you roll for all of these. Roll for all of those.
Okay. Oh, I don't have my character sheet open. That might help. Sir Gwinas. Courtesy.
Then choose one of these to roll. Yeah, you're looking for a critical or a fumble.
Okay. That's a fun way to do it. Intrigue. Recognize. And religion.
Okay, it can be either. It can be Christianity or pagan, your choice.
Christianity.
Which you probably don't have both.
Right. I've only got religion.
Okay, so now
Unless was that supposed to? Oh no, those were skills. Okay.
yeah, now these are choose one of these.
Okay.
And it does say own religion on that one. On that one, it has to be your own religion.
Oh, I see. Okay, that does make things more interesting for later. Hospitality, honor, love, or religion. My family's been pretty big. Let me roll. Well, could I do love family, or does it have to be
It
an
says
individual?
it says person.
Person. Okay, I don't have a love person. I have adoration person.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
That's the same. Adoration is for an individual, and love is mainly for it's. I don't know why it's like that.
Okay. I mean, it's a success, but no crit or fumble.
Okay. If you succeed,
I
wait.
succeeded most of them. It's pretty good.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's keep those rolls, but let's back up. It says you should now have two sources of checks to your skills, traits, and passions. Your activity, which we haven't determined yet, we haven't done that, and your court, which is what I just gave you. And then it says roll against each statistic from step 1. That's the activity. Okay, and sometimes you'll be asked to roll twice, once from the activity and once from the court on the same skill. That's possible. And fumbles don't apply any. Yeah, this is convoluted the way it's written. Okay, let's start over. Okay, we're going to start over. we're gonna refresh this. Let's find the activity first, like we're supposed to. It's a D20 roll.
Okie doke. 18.
It says roll twice, ignoring 17 and above.
Okay. So re-roll that
It
20.
doesn't say it does. It,
Oh,
it doesn't say re-roll. It says ignore.
okay. So 10.
A 10. Illness. Disabled by sickness. Okay. Attempt a con roll.
Success.
On a fumble, die. Okay, right. I'm kidding. If you roll this. Okay, you live. Okay. Yeah, no worries. So you were disabled by an illness for a while.
I
Oh,
feel like that's happened every year so far in some way.
yeah. Now it says regular court. Okay, and that's where we choose. You rolled courtesy. Hold on. It says your standard activity solo and regular court roll against each indicated statistic. If you succeed, check the statistic. Okay, so you just go up above and
Is that my characteristics? The size, dex, strength?
no. The skills that you rolled previously.
Oh, okay. So
The
if I succeeded, they get a check?
correct.
Okay.
It,
Oh, okay. So not hunting or intrigue, but recognize, courtesy, religion, and adoration for my wife. That's good.
and then it says choose 3 courtly skills to roll on.
Courtly skills.
Yeah, what's a courtly skill? All the
Maybe
skills above are courtly skills, right? Because this is regular court.
well, there's in skills it's split into something and combat skills.
But that's not courtly. That's
Right.
let's see if I can because it doesn't list skills separately as like I would assume everything I just read you courtesy, hunting, intrigue, recognize religion, one underlined trait for own religion, hospitality, honor, love person. Choose 3 courtly skills. Okay. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Okay. I figured it out. The courtly skills are courtesy, hunting, intrigue, recognize, religion, hospitality, honor, love. Those are the courtly skills.
Ah,
And then one of your religious traits.
okay.
Because you should have, because you're a Christian, you should have 6 traits that are considered part of your religious traits.
Yes. Did I write those down?
There is a line where you're supposed to put them. And you just have Christian under your, well, that's virtues. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You just have Christian written there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get you those. Bum, bum, bum. I gotta scroll to the left. Christian virtues. Okay. Chaste, forgiving, merciful, modest, spiritual, temperate.
Chaste, forgiving, merciful, modest, temperate?
Spiritual, temperate.
Spiritual temperate.
Yeah, those are your Christian virtues. I wish I had a way to copy and paste that.
Okay, I've got it. So,
So you get to pick one of those, but
so 3 courtly skills and one of those traits?
that's what I was kind of It says check roles, and then it says courtesy, hunting, intrigue, recognize, religion, trait, hospitality, honor, love, and then it says choose 3 courtly skills. And then it says roles for checks. Okay, check roles, and then roll for checks. You should now have 2 sources of checks for your skills, traits, and passions. Your standard activity, which you didn't really get one, and regular court. Roll against each indicated statistic from step 1. If you succeed, check this statistic and move on to the next.
Okay.
But you don't check statistics. You check skills, passions, and traits. There's no penalty for failure in this for choosing these and rolling. Right? A critical success earns 10 glory, but a regular success gets you a check.
Okay.
Now, a fumbled on a trait puts a check on the opposite trait.
Makes sense.
A fumbled passion means you lose 1 point. Skill fumbles carry no penalty. I'm going to say roll all of them. So there.
Okay, so just stick with what I've got and add a trait roll
Yeah, for
for
one of your religious traits.
chaste, forgiving, merciful.
Remember,
Merciful is
successes gave you a check,
Yes.
and I don't think did you crit on any of them?
No.
Oh, okay, so no, you don't get 10 glory for critting.
Correct. Let's see. My chaste is 10 and 10. That's a good one to try to shift up if I'm trying to play up the religious part. Forgiving is a 16. Merciful is a 17. Modest is a 14. I could pick that up. It's almost noteworthy. Spiritual as well. Temperate's a 19. I will do modest. And I succeeded. Man, I should have done generate or chase. That would have been a crit. Oh well. So I check modest, and that's it.
All right, hang on. Household night duties. Roll a d20 to find out what activity dominated your year. This table indicates the activity suitable for you. Okay, great. But then right here it's got escort, garrison, illness, tournament, unusual event, and then roll twice. Okay. Okay. So I was wondering, like, how do I get down here to this escort and this other thing? It's a result from the first table. Got it. One of them is called Lost in the Woods.
Uh, so it's a little bit like the life events in the Heroes of Legend.
Yeah.
You might get the exotic event, the strange one.
And then there's personal events, and that's the winter. Okay, so you didn't get any glory, and you didn't get any. You got some checks though, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
which is useful because
is
they're in
useful,
skills that don't show up often.
right? And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to reward or have some kind of little reward for players that show.
Yeah, that's
Um,
pretty nifty.
yeah. Now we've been here for 45 minutes. So, or at least, the game's been running for 45 minutes. So I think we're not going to have a game tonight.
It appears that way.
Yeah. I want to show you a page. I want to give you an opportunity to see a page on the Roll20.
Okay.
You might have to zoom all the way out, or at least
Ooh, this is
partially.
helpful.
Yeah, it's not fully fleshed out, but it is, kind of, you know?
No,
Uh,
this is very helpful.
like you've met Sir Charles and Sir Henry from Gore. You got King Lot up there. Now, something you might want to note: Carleon, right there in the middle, where King Arthur's
Yeah,
at. You might notice Queen Marguise of
I did.
Lothian. Okay, she's actually the wife of King Lot.
And she's in Carleon?
Yeah, she's here for the Pentecost or whatever the event is that's going on right now. Um, but yeah, there's rumors that are abound about her. So we'll
Drama.
yeah, there's going to be drama. Um, what else? Um, you also might want to look at Cameliard, right, where you've got King Leodegrance.
Yes.
Look at the
Yes.
lady that's there. Not that she's an important figure or anything. Um,
Oh, of course not.
yeah. Uh, I didn't have a way to type this out, but under Gore, where you got King Uriens of Gore,
Hmm.
his wife, I think it's his wife, is Morgan Le Fay.
Ah,
Yeah, but nobody really knows who. That's just a beautiful woman. As far as you're concerned, you don't know who she is or how she interacts with anything.
in the stories, was she ever even like known to be the person behind stuff most of the time? Thought she was like a secret mastermind usually.
In Mort d'Arthur, um, she's a prominent figure.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Oh, she's out in the open, evil witch lady.
she's in the books that for the reader, not necessarily the people.
Yeah, but I mean, for the people, isn't she normally sort of behind the scenes type?
Exactly. She's not up
Yes. So we wouldn't
in
know
your
anyway.
face, right? Um, and over on the right side, there's something called the vein. Uh,
Yes.
there, um, those are kind of some individual people. The Vivain raised these others, or as part of her um, clan, if you want, or whatever you want to call it. But you'll see like Lancelot's in that group, uh, and Nimue is in there as well. And I don't know if you know anything about Nimue, but she is historically okay. I mean, this is your character doesn't necessarily know this, but there is a time when Merlin disappears. Much later in the story, your character's probably not even going to be alive then, but Merlin disappears and Nimue steps up and fills the gap.
Okay. Yeah, no,
She
I didn't know about Nimue.
Yeah, she's a sorceress in her own right, and
Oh,
and she helps out King Arthur when Merlin is gone. And they're Lady Nimue and Lady Nineveh and Sir Lancelot. Um, you might know them as Dulac. Um, Dulac means of the lake.
yeah. I was gonna say I looked up Nimue, and she's yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're all of this some lake, and uh, where I guess the lady of the lake,
Yes.
right? But that's all stuff that might transpire. Yeah, and you've got Sir Gawain, Agravain, Gareth, and Gaheris. There's also another one up there. I think his name is Mordred, but they're all part of King Lot's clan. And I think,
Mordred, really?
yeah, and I think King Lot, uh, I, I mean, I'm sorry, Sir Gawain eventually becomes part of the Round Table. I think. I'm
Yeah,
just trying.
Gawain does.
Yeah, and he was originally king in King Lot's family. But then again, you got Queen Marguise. I don't know how to pronounce that. She's King Lot's wife, but she's down here for some reason. Drama, like you said. Um, what I was going to do is I was gonna because in the last session we had a I felt rushed at the last 30 minutes because Sanson said he needed to go or something like that, and or Shogun needed to go, or he was getting tired, or so, I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I felt a little rushed. But I wanted to end the evening with you guys going into Arthur's bedchamber. Um, but there was a section about 30 minutes or so of getting the tour of the town. Right, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see the the various features of Carleon. So what I was thinking, I mean, what I was planning on doing tonight was backpedaling and saying, because you're here for 3 days, right? I was going to say, uh, we're going to do a media res kind of thing where we're going to back up. What's going on with my, okay. Whew. It didn't focus until I zoomed in. Um, and it's only narrative. It's just me telling you about these different areas. It's not visiting them or touring them or anything. I just wanted to kind of let you know where you're going to be for a while so you can make educated
Okay.
choices. Okay, I don't know if you see the title, but it's Carleon on Usk, right? And if you look at the river, it's River Usk. Well, it's not actually Usk. Just so you know, it's pronounced Isk.
Ah,
I know it's weird.
good
Uh,
old tribal British names.
right. It's ISHK or something like that. Ishk. But yeah. And then the royal residence, it's outside the wall, you know, and there's a little town over here, Caerleon, Treth Nuid or whatever. That's the actual village, where I guess there would be an inn and a not a brothel, but there'd be like the normal village, buildings, and then you got the marching fort that's uh, got the stone castle walls or whatever. Yeah.
It looks like it's pronounced Morgos. Her name,
Who? What?
the Queen
Oh,
Morgos.
oh,
Almost like a Morgos, but more of an O sound. It's a little weird.
oh. Huh. Kind of like Mordred, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Okay, wait a second. I'm looking at scale here. We got the first 100 yards, then we got 500 yards, quarter of a mile, half mile. So the scale is about right, pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I didn't set that up. This is how it
Pretty
came.
close. Is there? There's no dimensions on the side, but it's got colored bars.
Which is
So
100
that's
yards
100
apiece, I think. I
yards.
think each of those are 100 yards.
Yeah, right about the same as the top. They're actually closer. Just a little bit closer.
But it should work with
Yeah.
diagonally or whatever.
Let's see.
But just to let you know, the royal residence was run down and in disrepair and stuff like that. And while you were away in jail, basically captured, the local king had it restored, and gifted to Arthur. So
That's pretty
actually,
cool.
yeah, so actually, so now it's cleaned up. The garden's fixed and all that stuff. All the weeds are pulled. All the walls are painted and all that. So now Arthur lives in the royal residence. Um, yeah, let me go over it real quick. I mean, if you don't mind.
No, you're fine.
Okay, good. The city. Here we go. Um, Often called King Arthur's favorite city. Okay. Carlion lies in a small, flat valley surrounded by low hills. To the south and east, the River Usk, pronounced IHSK. Isk?
Isk.
Isk. Yeah. Um,
Isk.
winds, winds pass, providing a good highway to the sea at high tide. Located in Escabalon, this is the seat for Archbishop Dubricius, head of the Roman bishops in Britain. The archbishop is sometimes found here, but is often on his own progress, visiting his bishops and other church lands. Okay, so this is where he calls his home, but he's often not here. Where would that be? Would that be in the Church of St. Julius? Probably. Um, all right, that is that. Before King Arthur, this is very short. In the long ago past, this was once the site of a hill fort during the time of the Romans. This was the home fortress for the Legio II Augusta. For 2 centuries, Carlion, then called Isca Solorum, was the biggest fort in Cambria, covering some 50 acres and solidly built of stone. It sported an amphitheater and palace complex outside the southern wall. A small civilian village called Carillon Tref Nude lay nearby. Also to the south, between the fort and the river, although the Romans pulled the legion out late in the 3rd century, the village and then abandoned fort remained. The ancestors of King Alan of Escavalon realized its military importance and kept it garrisoned and in good repair. After Arthur was crowned in Carlion, King Alain ceded the fort to his liege as a personal holding. Now, in the early years of his reign, it is one of his favorite castles. Okay. So yeah, the king in this area is Elaine, uh, and he's under, the High King or whatever. Okay. Carlion and its environments. Uh, this is interesting. Carlion is beautifully situated by and large. It retains its rectangular shape, characteristic of a Roman military camp, giving it the sobriquet. I don't know that word. Sabique, sabiquet, sobriquet. I don't know. Of Rome camp. Woods and meadows surround it. High above the water, not far from the city, a rocky eminence stands, dominating the river Severn. This local landmark is called Gold Cliff, the Golden Rock. When the sun's rays strike it, the stone shines very brightly and takes on a golden sheen. Okay, where's the River Severn? Must be off in the distance or something. Hold on. I don't see the River Severn on that either. Um, all I see is the River Usk or Isk. Yeah, I thought Severn was way off in the distance, but that's what it said. Okay, so more to come. Here we go. The city. The amphitheater still stands, now used as a marshalling ground rather than for gladiatorial fights. The Roman palace to the south has recently undergone restoration. The passing of time has brought changes to the city. It began in the Roman pattern, neatly laid out in square blocks and cut into quarters. However, wars fought many years ago destroyed the wide area within the walls, where streets are now less organized. Houses, shops, servants' quarters, and stables fill parts of the city now. In the center, the fine houses that once sheltered the military tribunes now quarter Arthur's household knights and important guests. The old legionary headquarters have become, with many additions, the Lord Mayor's Palace. Yeah, right there in the middle. Other important sites include the Riverside Quay, split into commercial and military docks, the old Legionary Barracks, which now house the Lord Mayor's soldiers, one of the city's old Roman bathhouses, frequented by locals and visitors alike, have a great hospital in use since Roman times. Thursday is market day. There is a fair on the feast day of St. Alban. I'm sorry. There is a fair on the feast day of St. Aaron and Julius on the 1st of July. Okay. It is currently, I think Pentecost is 50 days after Easter. So 7 weeks, or they say 7 weeks and 50 days. So I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But
The 49th day after Easter.
yeah. Okay. The Tower of Giants. I think that's this thing all the way on the right, that little circle or whatever. It says the castle stands at the eastern corner of the city originally. A lone stone keep atop a double motte. It now boasts an outer bailey as well. Here is Turris Giganta, La Tour Gigantique, the Tower of the Giants. It is so tall that it is impossible to look over Christchurch Hill all the way across the River Severn. So River Severn is mentioned twice. I'm going to have to figure out where that is. Wait. The tower, it is so tall that it is possible to look over Christchurch Hill all the way across the River Severn from the top battlements. It's Castilian. A relative of King Alan is named Sir Yannick. The bailey encloses the other of the city's still functioning Roman baths. These used more by the nobility. There's a rumored secret tunnel that goes below the river from beneath the moat towards Newport and another towards Caerwent. So, like where the bridge is at, there's like a rumored tunnel that goes under there. Nearby is an undisclosed location. What? Nearby, in an undisclosed location, is a hidden cave where sleeping warriors lie, waiting for the day of Britain's need. That sounds like some necromancy. Okay. The churches. There's multiples, right? There are two famous churches in Carlion, each dedicated to one of the 3rd century saints martyred here, Saint Julius and Saint Aaron. I guess that's when the party on the 1st of July is named after those two. The Church of Saint Julius, also called Lanternum. Yeah, right there in the middle. Hosts one of the 3 perpetual choirs in Britain, where 200 monks sing hymns in shifts all day and night. Wow. 200 monks are always, in shifts, are always singing there. All day and all night.
I wonder if it's the same song.
It is here that Arthur is crowned and later. Okay. Archbishop Dupricius calls this his metropolitan church, thus making it technically a cathedral. The Church of St. Aaron, where the hell is that? Oh, okay, I see it. Down by the bath. It's called Lanaran. Supports a small school of philosophers, as well as a nunnery. Some whisper that the dubiously legal art of astrology is practiced in secret. Okay, next. The Colosseum, the old Colosseum. Colloquially called the Colosseum by locals, this Roman amphitheater did indeed host gladiatorial combats and other spectacles as Britain descended into disorder. The king of Escavalon ordered the amphitheater be fortified, turning it into an ersatz fortress. It is here that the boy king marshaled his army on the Battle of Caerleon in 510. A lot of this happens after. Yeah, okay. Talks about later in Arthur's career, what happens there. Okay, the royal residence. This was once riverside villa of the provincial Roman governor. raised when the military camp evolved into a city during the reign of Emperor Diocletian. Later, it became the residence of the kings of Avalon before becoming a royal palace when King Alan bequeathed it to King Arthur as a token of his allegiance. They've been extensively renovated and improvements made, the quarters worthy of a residence of a high king. And whenever he does a procession, or he always makes sure that he goes by his residence. Okay. And lastly, Carlion includes a city and a large castle complex. It has the following defensive statistics in Pendragon's Noble Handbook. Okay. Which I actually don't own. But it says the city has 25 towers, 5 gateways, 5 double gates. Okay, basically, it's giving the defenses game mechanic values. Which I don't have the Noble Handbook, so I don't know what those values represent. Yeah, so I wanted to share that with everybody, but they're not here. So just basically letting you know that a little bit about this town, because going forward, you guys are going to be kind of working out of this town. Robert is here for Pentecost, and you're here with him. But then Arthur calls you to his bedchambers for some reason, and you guys get a chance to meet Merlin and hear what he has to say and all that. All right, well, you have anything for me? Because I think we've killed enough time.
I don't think so, and yeah, it looks like they're not coming.
Yeah. Wow, which is odd, weird. Nobody said anything. I'll put a little post in there saying that we missed them. We'll hit them up next week. All right, well, I'm going to let you go then.
I will see you next time then.
All right, I will definitely see you. Hopefully we don't do another solo next week.
Yeah.
All right, you take it.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, that's the button to disconnect. Well, guys, I am terribly sorry we didn't really get a chance to play, but we did a little bit of solo, and we did talk about the town. Um, yeah, I guess I'll see you next Thursday. And you guys take care.